I felt the bomb as much as I heard it, the ground shaking under my feet as I ran. I was on the first floor at the far end of the market. The explosion had come from below. 2 women on the other side of a trestle table, stacked with bottles of half-price toilet cleaner, looked up as I passed, their faces echoing my own shock and fear. Was I too late? Lucas. His name came out as a whisper, as an alarm pierced the air. I raced to the stairs. A security guard, a different man from the one I'd spoke to before, was stopping people from going down. Everyone was shouting. It was pandemonium. "I think my brother's down there," I yelled, trying to shove the security guard out of the way. "It's too dangerous," he said, pushing me back. I swore, forcing my way past him and onto the stairs. I sped down the steps. Smoke rose up from the ground floor. Had Lucas been there when the bomb went off? Fear gripped me. It was impossible to think. All I knew was that I had to find him. I reached the ground floor. Smoke swirled everywhere. People staggered past, covered in dust. Screams echoed in the air as the alarm switched to a tannoy announcement urging everyone to leave the market. I ran past the clothing stalls on the ground floor. The smoke was coming up from the middle aisle near the tattoo stall where I'd seen the girl arguing with her mother. People were shrieking and moaning, rising like ghosts through the smoke. I elbowed my way through the crowds, past the tattoo stall and around the corner, past splintered wood and twisted metal. Please let Lucas not be here. And then I saw him, just a few meters away. He was lying on his back, his legs twisted awkwardly under him. A man was bent over his body. I ran over, choking on the acrid smoke that rose up around me, filling my lungs. The man pressed his fingers against Lucas's neck. He was feeling for a pulse. I dropped to my knees. Around me, the alarm, the shouts, the screams, the smoke, all faded away. Lucas! I leaned closer. There were no marks on Lucas's face, but his eyes were shut. Lucas! I turned to the man. He's my brother. He's alive. Unconscious but alive. The man looked at me. I'm a nurse. He's alive. I nodded, trying to take it all in. It was like a scene from a film. Terror and noise everywhere. But Lucas was alive. A man in a suit was trying to usher people away through the smoke and the dust and the rubble. The nurse shook my arm. I'm going to check on the others, he said. Stay with your brother. He hurried away. Around us, the dust swirled through the air. The noise was indescribable. The screams, the screeching alarm. Across the market, the girl with the wild honey-coloured hair was crouched over the woman she'd been arguing with just moments before. Her mouth was open in an agonising scream. "Mum!" she was crying. "Mum!" I couldn't bear to see her face. I looked at the girl's mother again. The nurse was with her now. He was shaking his head. Firemen appeared, paramedics. I had no idea how much time had passed since the bomb. My brain seemed to have stopped working. The shock settled with the dust. I hadn't been in time. A paramedic knelt down beside Lucas and I leaned back to give him room. I looked around. Blood in the dust. The air full of death. And Lucas there, in the middle of it. Lucas, my brother, the terrorist.